Hello, beautiful people. Karen McCoy here, and let's talk the thing that I see that is keeping women away from their successful body transformation. Well, there's a lot of different reasons, but one of them is a lot of them are in it the do-it-yourselfer mode, right? So there's a lot of do-it-yourselfers when it comes to home renovation or fixing your car or whatever. When it comes to the body, it's a lot tougher. And the reason for that is because this is like a really intimate part. This is us, right? And so it's really hard to be objective with self. We're subjective, right? So it's hard to be objective. Me as a coach, I can be objective because you're over there and I can see everything at work and I'm not emotionally connected to it. So that's one reason to have a coach, because you have that distance, and it's really hard to be objective with self. The other thing is there is so much information out there. So here I am sitting in front of my lovely bookcase, right? So let's talk about the self-help or the new age movement, right? We see a lot of people that I call them self-help junkies. I think I was probably one of them many years ago. But what I recognized was it was an intellectual experience, right? It was great to read a book and it was like, wow, and you feel great. Just like when you go to one of those seminars and, they start you jumping up and down on the chair and hooting and hollering, getting your energy up. And that is when they also take your videos when you're going to the washroom to say, how great was that? Give us it was great, because you're already souped up, right? But what happens when you go home? You've got your workbook, you spent 3 days in this very expensive seminar and you feel great for a while and you're all hyped up, and then it slowly falls away. So this is kind of the facade that a lot of people are on. They think that information is the solution. There's too much information out there right now, guys, and you know it. I talk to women every day that have way more information than I do around dieting and food trends and training trends and the influencers and all that stuff. And it's not doing them any justice, and it's not benefiting them in any way. If anything, it's clogging up their brains, and they can't get from A to Z or A to Z, if you're American, in a straight line, because they're like, ooh, 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 all over the place. And it wastes time, it wastes money, it wastes results. And a lot of them have been doing it for decades. So here's where I want you to understand, and I say this all the time, this is not an intellectual universe. It's not a thinking universe. It's a feeling universe. And so this is where me as a coach, I bring in the quantum physics and quantum theory and all that kind of woo-woo stuff, because unless we're feeling the change is not going to stick. It's not going to get rooted, because especially when it comes to something as intimate as our body, as our weight, as our body shape, how our age, all of that stuff matters. And we really have to be connected to it at a different level, not just here. I mean, yeah, we need knowledge. We got to know our macros. We got to, create a food plan, got to know how to work out. That doesn't take forever. It does take time, because then you got to massage it. You got to have somebody to work with over a set amount of time. And when you're in the do-it-yourself, you're trying to do it yourself, and you're just, well, that didn't work. And then you're over here, and then you're over here. And I see women ping-ponging for decades, right? And like I said, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, and it's a waste of your precious energy. And you should be having results by now, like you really should be. So this is where put away the books, put away the Google searches, turn off social media, invest in either a coach or a program or something that's a straight line, guys, and give it a good solid 6 months to a year. Okay? Never mind the ping-ponging around. And this is where consistency is in short supply and patience is in short supply. But this process that we go through to get your body transformation, it's never about the end result. It is about the journey and who you become along the way. And it is getting rid of, this is the psychology piece that good coaches need to have. They help to reframe and get rid of all the negative, all the stuff that's holding you back that you can't see. It's not about, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I need more willpower, I need more motivation. No, it's not that at all. Got to go deeper, because That is where the change is. It is updating the brain, the operating system, if you will, in your computer. It's like when you get a new computer, you can't have the same. I mean, it's different now because they're all powerful. But I remember, because I've been online for a long time, but my first computer was in I'm dating myself, 1986, 87. And you were constantly having to get, more memory, and then you'd have to, and it was expensive, and you'd have to get a bigger motherboard, and then you get more memory and more RAM. Do you remember all that stuff? Now it's kind of instantaneous, but the brain is the same way. You have to up level and have a new toolkit, a new skill set of how you're thinking and how your brain is mapped. And this is the neuroplasticity of the brain. What they teach is that the brain is always able to learn and grow no matter what your age. Problem is we stop around our 40s or 50s. A lot of people stop when they go into retirement. And what happens is their brains aren't growing anymore. We're just on remote control, which is fine if you're happy in your life, with your body, with your relationship, with your money situation, whatever it happens to be. But if you don't, you got to change it up. And women, it is not about working harder, okay? It is about doing differently. You really, really need to understand that, because I always say women are the strongest and hardest working force on the planet. And we beat ourselves up because we think, I'm not working hard enough. I can't stay consistent. I have a lack of patience. But it's deeper than that. And this is where when you work with somebody good in the field that understands humans, that is more of a thought leader, the perspective is different. We're looking at it from up here. You have blind spots right here, right? Kind of like that one car I had where I had to give it up because I had huge blind spots. I can't drive this because I have huge blind spots. You guys have blind spots. You see all of this around you, but those are the blind spots. And with proper coaching, we see those blind spots and we go, wow, there, see, that's kind of where it is. And we teach you how to remove the blinders, right? So that you can see differently and you can change. We always say when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that's the freedom piece. It's not hard. It's actually freedom. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, why did I have that story with me for so long? Where was it rooted? How did it start? And do I need it? And you can try that exercise on your own. And that's kind of what self-help books are. Like I've got my favorite. I've only got like, I don't know, maybe 30, and I've had them for years. I rarely buy a new one because it's all kind of the same, guys. It's just a different perspective, a different author, and you get all jazzed up again. I grab my old shit here. Like I'll grab my whatever, my Brene Brown. I'll grab my Gary Zukav, Seed of the Soul, which I've had for 30 years. Messages in Water. I can't even think. Jay Shetty is in there. Dan Millman, Greg Braden, who I love. They're all oldies but goodies for me. And I don't need new, because when I pick it up and I just immerse myself in the lesson, and it's like, oh, there it is again. There it is again. It goes deeper and deeper and deeper. So it's not about going wider and needing more, right? Because self-help books or podcasts, if you will, they can kind of be like a dopamine hit. They in themselves can be an addiction, right? I see a lot of women addicted to it. A lot of women addicted to social media, trying to find that one thing. What am I missing? I've been doing this for 30 years. What am I missing? You're missing the thing because you're looking out there. You need to go in here. So just consider where you need to go. Like I say, everything starts and ends with self. And we don't often look at the self. And I'll just finish with this one parable. It's a First Nations parable, I think. Maybe it's Buddhism, about the man who is trying to find the key to happiness. And he is looking everywhere, and it's been a lifelong endeavor for him. He goes to the deepest oceans. He goes to the highest mountains. He goes into the deepest forests. He does all of these travels, and he's climbing up the mountain to the great wise one at the top of the mountain. And because the great wise one said, I will put the key to happiness somewhere out there for you to find. And so this little guy has been like traveling for hundreds of years trying to find the key to happiness. So he climbs up the mountain and he's talking to the wise one. He says, I can't find it. I've searched in every ocean, every forest, top of every mountain. I can't find it. Where did you hide it? And the old wise one said, the one place where you didn't look. In here. It's within you. Right? So there you go. Everything starts and ends with self. So there is that other little gift that's going around, but it again is another First Nations mantra, if you will. When you're pointing the finger at somebody or something, you know, the issue is out there, the problem is out there, that's why I can't. Remember, there's always 3 fingers pointing back at you, right? So consider going within and starting there, because all the answers are in here, guys. And then everything else flows together, and it is joyful, and it's freeing, and it's empowering. It's beautiful. So if you want to chat, book a call. I do free calls, guys. No strings attached. Link is below. Okay, take care. Bye.